Hey everybody, it is time to put this little one together. I showed you how to do the magnet. After all of that, it's came out really cute. And now we are going to put him together. Need a scale? I use this little one right here. I have a bigger one that I can lay him down on. It's like a baby one. And that's in the other room. When I do his hospital thing, we'll use that. But I have my little scale. I have my glass beads. I also have these. These are called poly pellets. You do not ever, 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 ever want to put these in the limbs. The limbs. You can put it in the body, but don't ever put it in the limbs. You can put it in the body. Okay, this is for like if you really want him to be really squishy in his belly. I am not going to use these for that. I am going to use glass beads and all of that. So his mama sent me his body so we can put him together. So we'll throw the bag away. We don't need that anymore. So, and this one actually came with the zip ties on it. And this is a good body too. This is a really cute body. It's a gathered body, has a bum. I'm going to show you how to do the bum and how to fill him up. But before we do that, we're going to do his limbs. You're going to need some knee-high stockings, or stockings in general, whatever. You can buy pantyhose, regular. I like to use knee-highs. It's just easier. This one is already ready. This one is going to be for his body. I've already cut the part off, the foot part, and tied it. So I'm going to fill this with glass beads. I'm going to put it on my scale to about see how much weight it is, how it's going to be, and then I will put it inside the body after I do the bum. And this one's good because it's not going to come out. This has the thing on it, so beads can't come out. But if you don't have this kind of body, you're going to need zip ties, and you're going to need the teeny ones. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like. Okay, you're going to need these teeny tiny ones. They're really, really skinny compared to the bigger ones. You're going to need 5. 2 limbs and a head. Okay. His birthday is not until I cut the neck. When I cut the neck, that's his birthday. So we are going to set the body aside because we're not going to do that right now. So you need your glass beads. You need pantyhose. You need some funnels. I cut this one off because it was too big, but I still have a bigger one. You can go to the Dollar Tree or whatever and buy funnels. I have a couple of these. This one works perfect for smaller limbs, like my preemie here. He's going to need this size to fill it up because this is what fits in here. So, and then I also did micro preemies, and I have even a smaller funnel. I do not remember where I got this from, but I have a smaller one. But we're going to use these two. And I have a cut Mountain Dew Sprite bottle, whatever. I fill this up with glass beads because I've got it down to where if I do 2 of these, that's the body. If I do 1 of these, it's the limb. You know, I have it memorized now. And I just use this each time now. But I will use this just to dump it in. Because sometimes this is, I mean, you can squeeze it and it works. But sometimes it gets all over the place and you don't want it to get all over the place. They're expensive. You do not want to lose any. So I usually have a pad down. So if I do spill any, I can sop it up and put it back in. So first thing we're going to do is the limbs. We're going to save. You're going to need the head. You're going to need the body. And you're going to need the bum. And I'll show you, you're going to need some elastics. I don't know where my elastics are. I'm hoping they're in here somewhere. I gotta find my elastics. They're probably in here. They're usually in where I do the bodies and stuff. I keep them in here. Hopefully they're in here. If not, I can use a zip tie. We'll get a couple extra little zip ties out. There they are. I knew I had some. Get some elastics. I'm gonna need some. I have a template. You can make your own. Close that up. All right. And you're going to need a template. I just cut out 2 circles. You're going to need some cardboard. You can buy the plugs and the rings if you want. I ended up, after a while, decided it wasn't worth the money to keep buying those. So I don't buy the rings and I don't buy the plugs. Can if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm not using them. Now, I've already cut, so I'm going to have to go get some more. All right. Be right back. Okay. You need some cardboard. This one's heavier than this one, but like a pad of paper. On the back of pad of paper, it has that cardboard, you know, a tablet. Save that because you'll need it. I've got a big, huge case of 12 by 12 cardstock that when I do a scrapbook or whatever, I keep the scraps for my reborning because you need to plug it up when you put glass beads in there. So I'm thinking, because you got to fit it down in here. It's got to be a little bit bigger than that. So I just see, like this would be perfect. This lid. It fits perfect in there. And I want a piece of cardboard that will do that. You're also going to need some stuffing. Whatever stuffing you want to use. I have this one. This is super soft. I get it at Walmart. You can get regular polyfill. It doesn't matter what you use, what kind of stuffing you use, whatever. It's how you want it to feel. You can get what you want. Okay. So we're not going to use these right now, so we'll set these aside too. We are going to use, let's do a leg. I think I'm going to do it, and usually these lids are pretty good. See, that fits. It's going to be a little bit bigger. So the bottom of the paint is perfect. So just draw 2 of those, probably 4, because I think the arm is, no, smaller. Okay. The small one will work for this one. So we will cut 2 of these. So draw them out. You need one big one for the head. Get them cut out. And I would do this before you start. I bought a pair of scissors to leave over here, and they keep disappearing. These are my sewing scissors, but I use them for this. Okay, so you're gonna cut these out. Doesn't have to be perfect, because this is what you're gonna shove in there after you put the glass beads in. Some people will EC6000 the what they cover it with. I don't do that, because if they want to re-weight it, how are they going to get that off after it dries? So I don't do that. I just stick these right inside, right on the top. You squish it right down inside here, and it keeps it from coming out, because you're going to put polyfill in there first. So here's the limbs. And now we're going to cut out the arms, and we're going to cut the leg ones. It's just going to keep all those glass beads in check. So, okay. And if you have all this ready, it won't take you all day to get it done. I didn't have it done. I should have had it all ready yesterday, but I didn't. I slacked. Okay, so there's the legs, and we need the head. So is this one going to be okay for the head? No, it needs to be smaller. So I'm going to set that aside. I keep those. So we need something about that size. It'll be perfect for the head. I just look around to see what I have, to see what's going to fit. And let's see, this one's a pretty good size. Ooh, this might be perfect. Is this one bigger? Yep. So we'll use the bigger one. Anything round. So I'll just do that and test it. Make sure if you're using a pen or whatever, you keep it away from your stuff. That's the last thing you need, is markings. Okay, let's see if this works. Yep, that's gonna work. Okay, so then we got the head. We are all set. We'll put this back. We don't need that anymore. We don't need the scissors right now. Okay. We do want this on, so we know how much his limbs are going to be. Now I'm going to pour some of this, oh it's heavy, into this, and I'm pretty sure one whole thing is going to fit one leg. So when you set this down, make sure you put it someplace where you're not going to bump it. I'm going to put this on the floor. Now, I'm going to try to squeeze this and put it in, which I should be able to do. About halfway, put that up, put that down, and you want to squeeze this. My hands hurt really bad, so it's hard for me to squeeze them, because you want it in there. You want it in there. And to fill this, I fill it up to about just above the knee usually, and I get a good that's above the knee. So let's take some back out. Okay, so I'm about right here. So I'm going to put polyfill in the rest of this. I'm going to put some polyfill in there, and it keeps it from them falling out one. So if you have to take it off, if you have to take this off there, then you're not going to, it's not going to spill everywhere. So this leg weighs 7 ounces, 7.8 ounces. I could put a little bit more in to make it weigh 8 ounces, but it's close enough. So now we're going to take one of our little circles we made, and we're going to stuff it in just inside there. And it's going to keep it from coming out. There's no glass beads coming out. So there's a leg. So we're going to set this leg aside. Set this stuff aside. Do the other leg. Now, I filled this whole thing up. And we're not going to have to fill it all the way up now because he's a little newborn. 0 to 3 months, you'd probably use the whole thing. Okay. And we'll do this again slowly. Okay, now he has a bent leg over here, so I want to get this down in there. So I'll do a little bit at a time because it's bent. And squeeze it. So I'm at his knee right here. And if you do this, it moves the glass beads down. So it's full. You see that? So this whole thing is probably almost to the rim right here. You can see the shadow right here, where that is. It's almost too full, I think. I'm going to take a little bit out. Okay. How much does this one weigh? About the same as the other one, because it won't lay, it lays funny. So that's pretty good if they're the same. So you're going to stick some of this in there so it doesn't come out. And that's the other reason why I don't fill it all the way to the top, is because you want the weight on the bottom of the leg. So now we're going to take this one. Usually when I do this, I have nails on. I decided not to put any on until he was done because I need to use it. So now, if it's laid down like that, it's 8 ounces. But if I pick it up, it's 7.4, and his other one was 7.8. So they're pretty much the same. So his 2 legs together weigh 15.8 ounces. Not even a pound yet. I usually try to get the limbs to weigh at least a pound. So we're going to set these aside. Now we're going to do the hands. You do the same thing with the hands. We're going to fill that up. It's not going to take it all though, so we'll just fill it halfway. And we will, I might have to use the funnel with this one because that's not going to work. So you put the funnel in, fill it up. Okay, now we're going to have to squeeze it because it's bent and you're filling it like this. So now you have to get it down in there so it's in there. Okay, we got it in there. We're going to need a little bit more. That's probably perfect. So when you want to reweigh them, people sometimes are just perfect with the limbs. They don't want to redo those. And they just want to reweight the head or the body. You're going to do the same thing, but you're going to do it backwards. You're going to take whatever they filled it with, polyfill or whatever kind of stuffing they got in here. I use polyfill. That's the way I was taught, the way I watched everybody that I watch, and that's what I continue to do. Just stuff it down in there. The glass beads are not going to come out. We're going to take one of our little circles and hopefully get it inside. See, this one might be too big. So you can trim it around. Perfect. And that one's in. Now how much does this one weigh? I don't usually pay much attention to this, but some people do. So that's 5.4 ounces. It's almost half of what his legs are. So let's get the rest of this in here. Okay. Now these glass beads come in a thing. It's actually, we call it reborning or whatever, but it is actually sand blasting beads that guys use for their sand blasters. And it's just a different grade, but there's little black things in it. So when you're redoing your limbs or what have you, don't freak out because there's black stuff in it. That's part of the glass, I guess. You know, don't freak out about it. And this one, I got too much in there. We're going to try to get it down. And you just kind of bend his arm a little bit, you know, keep bending his arm like that to get it down in his hands. Get it down inside there. Okay. And it is about right here. And that's kind of where I want it. So I'll put this one in. Stuff it in there. Okay. And we had to trim, yeah, we'll trim it just like we did the other one. Trim it down a little bit. It's always good to cut it bigger so you can cut smaller if you need to. And it's going to go, you're going to push it in there so there's a lip. You see that lip? This right here? There's a lip on the inside, and you want that cardboard underneath the lip in there so it doesn't leak out. So this one is, see how big this one is? 4.2. The other one was, 5.2. The other one was 5.4. So they're pretty, I did pretty good by guessing. Okay, whoops. Now we're going to do the head. That's the hard one. I need to ask her real quick. Hopefully she'll email me back real quick. If she wants his head to fall backward or if she wants it in the middle. So I've got to, hopefully she'll message me back pretty quickly. And I'll just go on. I can still make it. It's just how it's going to fit inside the head. Do you want his head to fall backward or do you want it just in the middle? So when you're doing something for somebody, you want to keep them in the loop. Okay, so we'll talk about that for a minute. I get all my knee highs and stuff, brain fart just for a sec. I get them at the thrift store. Go through the thrift store and buy what you can. If you find knee highs, just buy them up. You get them for like 25 cents. Or whatever. I bought one not too long ago. I think it's in here. I got a carton. A carton? I think there's 12 for like 25 cents. That is an awesome deal. So here is, I've got two of them here. This one I think is going to be too small. I don't know what I'll use this one for, but that one's too small. I want to have it pretty good size. So you got the thing. I will tie a knot at the toe. I don't necessarily cut it off anymore. I just tie a knot down there. Just tie a knot, okay? And you kind of want enough because you're going to double this, okay? What I mean double is I'm going to fill this up, and then I'm going to knot it again, and then whatever's left I'm going to put down over it so it's double, so it doesn't leak through for any reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over this, dump this in there, and I'm going to dump a little more in there because I want it to be, it depends on what she tells me. Let it fall, she said. Okay. And that's kind of what I do with mine. I want their head, when you're holding them, to kind of go back, you know, but I don't want it to go back, you know. So I'm going to weight it enough where it will fall back, and I'll show you how to do that. Because you're going to use a ton of this fiber fill. And you can use, you don't have to use the real soft stuff for this. You can have like 2 different kinds. Just get regular polyfill. Okay, so this is pretty good. This is pretty good size right here. Let's see how much it is. 6.6. And that's pretty good for his size. It's going to be enough in there to make it, well, maybe a little bit more. I'm probably going to go towards 7 ounces. I don't usually, I do it by weight on how I feel it, and you'll get used to doing that. And I've done enough of these now that I kind of know. Okay, that's perfect. So now what you can do, oh, I don't have any. Ooh, you need the wafers. You need the smelly wafers. I don't have any. God. Okay, so I'm going to emphasize. I'm going to make it up. Okay? So what we're going to do, since I don't have any, oh, dang it. Okay. Well, you want to make sure whoever you're doing this for doesn't have any allergies or anything like that. I just want I would have put them in here. They wouldn't be down in here. When I rearrange stuff, I kind of move stuff around. That's hair stuff. That's paint stuff. Okay. I don't have any. That is not good. All right. I was going to show you what they look like. They're little wafers. They're blue. And you can get them from Bountiful Baby, Dolls by Sandy. You can get them from most every doll place. I don't have any. So, what I'm going to do, I usually use one wafer. I cut it in half. I put one in the belly area and I put the other one in the head because it's going to make it smell good. I don't have any. So what I'm going to do is these little scent beads. I'm not going to put a lot. I'm just going to put a couple because it does smell good. I am going to take a little bit of these because this is really kind of strong altogether. And it smells so good. I'm only going to use like this many, not very many. And I'm going to put them inside here. Okay. So it makes it smell good, and it's going to get mixed up in, well, it's not really the way I'm doing it. Okay. Knot it. So now you have a little ball. Right? So you see those up there? They smell good. This is what I mean by doubling it. You want enough left over to put it in like that. You're doubling it. So the glass beads do not come through. Some of the nylon stuff. And over the years, the nylon is going to diminish. It's going to, yeah, it's going to eventually disintegrate. So, you know, with anything, you know, the polyfill, you get a pillow, you've had it for years, it's not fluffy anymore. It calms down. So what we're going to do with his head, I am going to take just a little bit of polyfill. Here's the back of his head, right? So if I'm holding him, for you, the back of his head right here. That's where this is going to go. But I want to put some polyfill in there first. And I might have done this. You can do this couple of ways. You can fill it while it's inside there and just keep the opening like this, you know. Or you do it like I'm doing the hard way and squeeze it down in after you're done. Doesn't matter. Either way it goes in. Okay. Now it's placed right here. See? And it's kind of heavy. So when you see, his head's going to fall back. Okay? And it's kind of heavy. But I am going to put so much polyfill in here, but you want to keep that to the back. And you're just going to stuff this stuff around it. Get it in there. And you're going to put some, I'm going to take my ring off because I'm going to end up losing it. Put it on the both sides. Okay. Put it on both sides. Okay, so now it's on top of, I still got up there to do, right? And it's going to fill his head in. So we're going to put some more in. I do a little at a time. You can do a bunch if you want, but I do a little. Put some underneath his chin there. That's where the magnet is. So I'm going to put that in there. Now he's pretty full, and his head goes back. If you wanted it in the middle, you would stuff the back of the head first, then put the beads on, and then more. Then his head wouldn't go back. So his head is not going to fall forward, it's going to go backward. And once we get him in there, you'll see that. Some people stuff this as much as they can. I'm not going to do that. I want him. See, he's going to be really squishy because I'm not putting the fiber. And I don't know if you can get a good look at his mottling there on the side. Look at that. So cute. Okay, let's weigh his head. About a pound, 0.23 pound. Pound, 1.8. So if we put his limbs on, let's put him on. We'll see how much he weighs right now. Put his limbs on. He weighs 2 pounds, 12 ounces. So he's going to end up weighing about 4.5 pounds. And that's pretty good size. So now what we're going to do is we got him all done. We do need to put his plug in here. So we'll put this in here. Plugs in there. Put his head here. We'll do his head last. Now we are ready to do his body. So I'm going to take this one. Actually, before we do that, I am going to put his legs and arms in his body. So we just make sure when you put these together, you put it together correctly. This is the front. So you want to make sure the right limb is in the right spot. Now we had when we did this, we had put varnish in there. Now I'm not going to do this way, way, way tight yet. So there's a little bit of a gap right here, so I could still pull him out if I want. I am not going to tighten him up. I want to be able to loosen so he can move. And when I put him together, we will do that when he's all together. And I don't know about you all, but I have to do this on my lap. I don't know why I have a little bit of a hard time. Okay. So he's going to look kind of funny. Here's his little legs. He's so cute. Because we got to do the bum. So let's put his limbs on. So they will be on. I'm sitting here trying to figure out why she paid so much for the body, and it's because she got a nice one. Okay, I don't want it to fall out, so I'm just tightening it enough where I can still move him. I want her to be able to move him freely, you know, so I'm not going to have him really, really tight. He is going to be loosey-goosey right now, but just enough so he doesn't fall apart. This is actually the fun part. Well, painting it's fun too, but it's fun putting them together because they start to come alive. And she has no idea what he looks like because in the painting stuff I wouldn't. She knows what his legs look like. Okay, why is this not? It's not going in right. All right, let's do this. Okay. Like this. That's better. He's loosey-goosey. I don't want it too loose that he's going to fall out, though. All right, look at him. There he is. He's so cute. Okay, so knock it off. Bear. So, we need to do his bum first. That one's not going to work. So we need another nylon. So I'm going to grab, this one has 5 pairs. This is the box I got. It has 5 pairs and I paid $1. So that's pretty good. So we're going to need another one. And like I said, I usually put a knot down by the toe just so that it works better. Okay, now this is going to be trial and error on what you want it to do. We're going to fill it up because we need to make a bum, and it has 2 gathers, So it looks like two round things. And I think what I do is I put one or two of these in. I can't remember. I think maybe two. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to make two round little balls. That's the bum. So we're going to do two because that's not enough to make a cute bum. We want to make a cute bum. And I'm going to send her a pic. Once we do this and I get the bum in there, I'm going to send her a picture. Here's his bum. She'll think it's funny. But I was saying, you need to keep whoever is paying you in the loop. Now, along the way, before I got too far into it, I told her what I was doing along the way. And I showed her, you know, the flesh layer because I needed to know if she thought it was fine or if she wanted it a little darker or what have you. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to double it, right? So now we're going to make two even. There's his bum right here. Two even. So we're going to take an elastic. I use elastic. You can, once it's on here good, because elastic does wear down after a while, you can zip tie it. I want to make sure that it's even. It looks even. You want to have an even bum, right? And you can zip tie it if you want. You don't have to, but you can. Because if you zip tie it, it's going to, I suppose, you just don't do it way tight. And I'm going to have to use my things because I do not have grip. There. So now that's on there. It's not going anywhere. You're going to cut this. So you need your fingernail clippers. In the beginning, what I said you're going to need for reborning: zip ties, toenail clippers, vice grips, elastics, nylons, funnels, elastics. So here is his bum bum. Okay, looks awful. So now you're going to take this. You're going to put it in here, which isn't a big deal. You just put it down in there. And you are going to make this fit where his bum is. Which sometimes can be a little bit of a hassle. And his leg just fell off. Here's his bum. Isn't that cute? The zip tie kind of is not helping. His leg fell off. So I'm going to put his leg back on. Let's put his leg back on. And we will tighten it just a little bit because we don't want it to come off. All right. So you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I choose to because it makes it look cute. Here's his bum. Isn't that cute? You can use polyfill if you want. I am not. I'm going to put polyfill in it right now. Let me clean up my stuff here. All right. I am having a hard time with this chair. Okay, so I'm going to take some polyfill, and I'm going to set him down on my lap and put this in. And I'm going to put it around the bum. And in his little belly. So, he's got a little tootsie butt, and he's got a little pot belly right here. Isn't that cute? I gotta send her a picture of this. Alright, let's see if I can do it. Well, I don't want to show his face. There we go. Okay. He has a butt. So there he is there. Now I'm going to set him on here now. And we are going to do his body. So what I'm going to do with his body is the same thing. I'm going to fill this up probably 2 or 3 times at least. There's one. I know I'm going to need at least 2. Because this one, when we tie it, we want it to be oblong. We don't want it to be round. I want it to be oblong. Yeah, one more. See, right now he weighs, let's see. He weighs 2 pounds, 10 ounces right now. And if I put the head on him, he's 312, about 3 something. And by the time I'm done putting his body together, he is going to weigh about 4.5 pounds by the time I'm done, which is, that's about right. Some people don't want him that heavy. I don't know why you wouldn't, but or they just can't handle him that heavy, you know. All right, so now we've got that in. Here's his body part. Let's see how big this is. And it's 1 pound. So what do we say, 3 point something? This would be 4 pounds. Yeah, he's going to be about 4.5 pounds. About that. And because I don't have that wafer, that is upsetting me awful. I thought I bought a bunch of those, and they are not here. I would have put them in this drawer, and they're not in here. So I'm using these, which is just as good. So with these ones, I'm going to put a little bit more. I have to buy more of this. So I'm going to put this in. Put that in. So it's in there. Now when I tie the knot this time, I'm not going to go all the way down. Because we want it like that. We're still going to put it inside this. Okay. So here's his body. You can see his beads. He smells good. Now we are going to put this in. I said I have to do this on my lap. Okay. All right. Here he is. Here he is. I need to put some poly in each side. I should just take these, I want them to kind of be flat. I don't want them to be fat. I want them to be flat. Now when I put his head on, because he is, sometimes you can put another little one up top here, and it won't flop backwards so much. And after a while, this stuff settles. That's why I need to redo Tanner, is because he has settled. And then you would just, you know, do this. He's really squishy, but he's a good weight. And I think that's good. Let's try out his. You can trim these down now, because don't trim them where you can't grab them, but you can trim them down because they're in the way. They're in the way. So I'm trimming them down enough where they're not going to keep hitting me. There. More workable, dude. You are more workable. You are so dang cute. Look at his little tushy butt. And so let's see how much he weighs. $3.14. You want to guess how much it is with the head on? What do you guys think? He's 5 pounds. He's going to be a little bit bigger boy. He is going to be a little bit bigger boy. Where's the... I need the thingy. Okay. So let's put his head on. She said so cute. This is the hard part. You just want to get him on you so you can get his head where it needs to be. Like I said, I'm not going to tighten this a lot. Just enough. See now, see his head goes backwards, and he's still a little floppy where you have to hold him, but he's not tight yet. But then he's a little toasty bomb. Okay, let's see how much he weighs. Five pounds, 0.8 ounces. Perfect, dude. Perfect. So we need to write that down. Where's my little book? Put it in here. Did I? Yes, I did. My little book is 22. Oh, no, it's up here. All right. He's right. Where is he? Right here. So I'm going to put in here 5.08. Saying 6. Between 6 and 8. Doesn't matter. He's 5 pounds. And we already know he's 19 inches long. So, he just doesn't have his date of birth. I need to go get that all ready. So, here's his. There he is. He's all put together. So exciting. Now I got to do his birth video. You're so cute. Okay. So that is it, guys. I am going to tweak him a little bit before I do the other stuff. He's got his stuff. And I will put some of these in his diaper too. Or actually, I'll put baby powder on him. And because I can do that with my babies because the varnish isn't going to do anything. So I am going to call it a day for him. He's done. I'm just going to fix his lashes a little bit and go from there. So we will see you again soon.